watch because it's a riveting show. And I know everybody heard, but just to get on the record that this is a fucking waste of time. It's a fucking waste of time, and we're still on fucking the top of page 1 of 4, and I could do 15 fucking more. But yeah, everybody should watch Desperate Housewives. And then on the flip side of that, when I was walking to find a tree, I didn't tell you this whole thing, but I went to find a tree, not for the whole tree thing, although that is added on the list in a few different ways, but for fucking shade because it was hot out. And I walked all the way around my neighborhood. I couldn't because people were at the basketball court, so I had basically just ended up back in my own house. But I was walking and my neighbor was like, watch the cameras, they won't listen to me, they won't clean, they won't blah blah blah. And I was like, LOL girl, that's like the whole flip side of this fucking shit. Is like, watch the cameras, he won't listen to us, he won't go to bed on time, he won't do his chores, he won't like, it's crazy, it's fucking crazy. And I could really get into that, and that's actually the next thing on the list. What? Talk shit about myself. Is, Desperate Housewives, Neighbor, and talk shit about myself. Interesting note on Neighbors, I know this shit goes deeper. I'm pretty sure I've heard my neighbors to the left indirectly mention it once, I'm pretty sure. But they're cool, we're cool as far as I understand. I don't care if any of my neighbors know. But I would be like, what the fuck if you went to that length to contact my neighbors, or if it's gotten so big that they've just become aware, but 2 of them did come outside, 1 just did again, but like, that's so weird, dude. And not for them, for you, but and then there was this Wi-Fi end game. And I was like, really? Really? But like I've said, I've processed all of the most exaggerated fucking scenarios that you can come up with. And it's like, the majority of people have just become aware. Like, the issue is with the people responsible. The main people at play is where the main issue is. And then another flip side of that is people who should have told me and didn't. And what to do about that on individual bases. And then when everybody's fucking tied together, like, and it all is riding on what time I wake up in the morning type shit, it's like unbelievable. But that's a whole other thing on the list. I just want to knock through a few of these, and then I want to work on Black Money for a little bit before I keep getting into this. I've became really pressed about Perbaco. I don't care, this job that I just left, I'm going to talk in depth about, but I've become really pressed about Perbaco. That was like the perfect job for me. I would have excelled at it, and that was such a good opportunity for me, and I would have been there for a long time and done a really good job. And that's like exactly kind of what I want to be the filler as I figure out what's next, is like that job. That is one of the biggest things that is like, and that was Sandra, and then, you know, Lisa being so disappointed that I was quitting because she was letting me, she's saying and whatnot, but not, and she, you know, she's one of those people that I feel like, you know, got manipulated. There was only 2 bitches that worked there, Haley and Lisa. They both fucked with me. And then there's this Facebook, Sir Bruno, my boss at Perbaco. An active Facebook to this day, Sir Bruno. And I wondered if that's Lisa or probably Devin, but whoever it is, that's a boss that I had for a month. For there to be a fake Facebook mocking, it's still active however many months. That was in December, fucking 9 months later. Sir Bruno laughing at some shit. What the fuck? What kind of weird shit is that? But I'm real pressed. That's one of the one things that I would like to go. That more so than anything else, I think I would like to be the thing that I could go redeem myself at, like that I could salvage. And he said that we shook hands before I left that building, and he said, maybe in a little bit, maybe after some time or whatever. But that was the perfect job for this phase in my life, and I would have excelled at it, and I would have loved it. And it's fucked up. It's just so dumb. So dumb. And it's like, I didn't drag it in there. I did not drag it in there. I talked about it there, but I didn't have time to drag it in there. In the 1 month that I worked there, I had Deontay, Sandra, and then Lisa and Haley becoming aware. All in the 1 month I worked there. Plus the strangers that would come to my bar rail and so obviously know about it by the things that they would talk to me about. Strangers. One in particular, I know. I overheard a comment, and I was fucked up when I was there, man. And it's just so, oh my God, that's just so, you have to really know Austin to know how me not taking that job by the balls is such a red flag. Because that is like everything that I want. That was everything that I want in a job, and I would have fucking killed it. And what do you call it? Like, I want to say operationally, but no. The actual act of being a head bartender at Perbaco, I was doing well at. It was me not being able to have my head there, and then this shit coming in and fucking infiltrating, that made me leave Perbaco. And I told them that, like, my head's not here. And then they wanted me to do marketing, which again I would have excelled at, running their fucking Facebook. I would have loved it, dude, making my own drinks and shit, running the Facebook. I almost said fake Facebook instinctively, but running the Facebook. They bought me a fucking iPhone. I was like, what? They made custom shirts for me. They fucking loved me there, man. And I loved it there. In that 1 month I was there, that would have been my job. That would have been my fucking job, my bar, and I would have excelled at it. And I'm so pressed about it. And Lisa fucked with me. I'm so pressed about it. And I know I can't get away from this shit, even though that's the goal, to get Devin the fuck out of my life. I know that it will take time to fucking get this out of the way and shit. I should not say this on this, and I'm gonna be it's not like I say I'm gonna be editing, but it's not like that matters at all. But that's really the one thing I would like to go redeem myself at. That I would be shocked. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked because of all this shit, but okay, so low-key, and this is gonna be so weird if this is true, and it's gonna be so weird if this is true, especially in real time, but 2 of my neighbors came out as I've recorded this. One quietly listening, one mowing the grass. So it's one what are you talking about, and one shut the fuck up. And then they keep going back in the house, and it's what if they're if I'm on your TVs right now, dude, what up, I'm Austin. I live at 1809. Sorry, I guess. I don't have beef with anybody here. If you know, that's not your fault. Whatever you think of me is whatever you think of me, and I don't get involved with neighbors, especially in a dramatic way. I smile and wave. I don't want any of those dramas at all. Especially, this is my mom's home. I just live here. This is my mom's house. Don't be bringing dramas. My mom is innocent. We'll get into my mom in a bunch of different ways, but it was just, that's that Truman Show aspect of them both coming out and then going back in and being quiet and stuff. Oh my God, one's still there, but So he either heard me or he will hear me or something, but there's no dramas, bro. I don't even know your name. I know your dad, and he's cool. Him and my mom get along. He helps her out. Weird thing about that, though, is that neighbor randomly in like Perbaco phase put in this bright ass fucking light on our porch, and I wondered then, I was like, are you looking out for us, man? Like, so if that's true, I'm not gonna say her name, but if that's true, shout out to you, because me and my mom were both like, how did he even know that our porch light was out before we did? And he just told my mom one day, like, I'm gonna replace your porch light. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. And then he brought over this bright ass fucking light. It lights up the whole fucking yard. And I thought then, I was like, maybe he's like looking out for us. And I don't know. Like, I'm not, like I said, so many people who have become aware of this, it's not their fault for just passively, whatever. But if that's true, shout out to him. The rest of you, think what you think, I guess. This shit is crazy. So, I'm Austin, I live at 1809, and, no drama, no beef type shit. I hope, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I think no, not all of us have lived here the whole time we've lived here. Whatever, I'm not getting into that. But, yeah, so I'm pressed about Perbaco, and that whole, for one, bartending is just not something, like when I was explaining the Oasis in one video, I'm like, I went back there as a dishwasher. I never lied about that. I wouldn't have lied about it, blah, 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 blah. But still, it's like, why are people so concerned with where I work and how much money I'm making and all of this fucking shit, man? And then on top of that, if anybody looks down on a bartender as a career profession, as a single 26-year-old man, I'm not even engaging in that mentality, in the sense that, like, it's a cool ass job that I love doing and I make good money doing and I'm good at, and blah, 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 blah. But the whole concept of, me like not having ambition or like hustle or whatever, I'm breezing through these points right now. I'd like to talk more about like minimalism and what makes me be like, oh, like I don't need money and blah, blah, blah. Because of course there's, that's like defensive to a degree and shit. Because it got fucking people like, you broke. And it's like, fuck off, man. Inflation and fucking gas prices and your fucking cars and kids and houses. How are you not broke? You're not fucking a billion trillionaire. Like, don't throw that in my face that I don't have a lot of money if you don't want me to throw it back in your face that doesn't, and like, that's so petty to me, and I don't understand why people are concerned with it in the first place. Now there's justifications in about how I've been managed. This goes back to Triangle. Like, I feel like the last 5 months that I've worked at Triangle are really the only months in this situation that I'm responsible for truly wasting. Like, I've literally just blown my money, like just shuffled in and out and didn't care there, and like just like I was in prison basically, I felt like. And it was cool, the people there were cool, and we'll get into all that more later, but yeah, I definitely in these last 5 months would fully take responsibility for the fact that I've just not been making, especially in the terms of financial decisions, like good financial decisions. Like, I have not to a large degree been helping my mom out the way that I should be, even though I've been like renovating the house and shit and continue to plan to do so more and blah, blah, blah. But I should have like bought in her a car in these 5 months or something. Like, I don't want a car, but she needs a car. Like, but it's like, like I said in that video, I've been blowing all my money on vices, like shit, even though that's not entirely true, but more true than it should be. But it's like, I don't feel like I don't really like my job, so I don't really value my money. I don't like I just don't feel like I can make future plans right now or like do anything progressive or positive. So it's like, you know, that goes into it a lot too. And then, you know, needing vices to cope, obviously. And again, that is just something that nobody should know about, and then two, something that's not anybody's fucking business, and that I wouldn't fucking lie about. I never pretended to have a bunch of money and shit. And this is somewhere in the notes, but it's like I think that everyone was waiting for me to like blame Cameroon for me quitting a job, and I'm so, you know, it's so chaotic again. Now I'm jobless again, and here we go with this again, you know, like, oh, I can't get a job, and blah, 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 blah. And we're not doing that shit. I don't really blame you. I blame you more for the fact that I was there at that job that I didn't really like than the fact that I quit that job. Because that job is not what I want. I wasn't good at it. I didn't care. I didn't want to be there. It's not what it was what it needed to be, and now it's done doing that. In the terms of just being a quiet place for me to do repetitive work and get my mind together. Now the problem with that is that in that time, I haven't been able to go beyond that, just clearing my head. And that itself was even a struggle, trying to process all of this shit as more shit is happening and all that. But that's what I mean with the Cheez-Its thing. Like, and especially sending the cops to Devin's house today without an explanation or whatever. Sending the cops to your house obviously is like open to interpretation and shit, but that really wasn't the vibe, and that really wasn't the plan. And but that stands fully, and that's how we got to sending the cops to your house, is the fact that me quitting my job there shouldn't be like a lingering, Colin Gruntman should not have a take on that, you know. And that's skipping over the actual involvement of people there and my fucking cameras and shit, you know. It shouldn't be mixed and mingled. It shouldn't be mixed and mingled. And on that point, circling back to Prabaco, Bo had a status after you recorded me fucking talking about how I don't think I've ever had a problem in person that ended in a bad friendship or whatever.